Hello everyone, my name is Adi Yeshaya and I'm here to share with you some arranging tips today. The topic I picked is arranging for three horns, and the reason I picked three horns is because it's a section that can be found across musical styles. It's very flexible, very versatile, and even before we get into woodwind doublings, there are many different configurations that you can come up with between trumpet / flugelhorn, various saxes, and trombone. So check it out. Let's start with single-line melodies. Unisons and octaves are common and very effective in arranging melodic lines for horns. The register and dynamics will often dictate the texture and the alignment of the horns you choose. Let's listen to some examples. The scrolling sketches in the background will help you study the textures. See the specific instrumental configurations before each example. All the examples are written in concert. In the first example, our three horns are playing a unison line in the mid-range. Notice the richness of the tone as the registers are combined. We have the trumpet playing in the lower part of its range, the trombone is playing in the upper part of the range, and the saxophone is right in the middle. Next, we'll hear a high mid-ranged melody in octaves. The top octave will be played by trumpet and alto. Trombone is in a lower octave. Here is another example of melody played in octaves. This time, our tenor sax will be paired with trombone on the lower octave as the trumpet handles the top octave by itself. Here is a high and loud melody written this time in double octaves. This time, the higher octave, trumpet, the middle octave, trombone, the lower octave, bari sax. Now let's split the section into two entities, melody and counter melody. The next example will be played twice. The first time we'll feature the trumpet on the melody and have the trombone and alto play the counter line in unison. In the second time around, the melody will be played by trumpet and alto sax in unison and the counter line by the trombone. See if you can detect the timbre difference between the first and the second time. It is also possible to harmonize either one of the parts. The following two examples will demonstrate that. First, single line melody and harmonized background. And now for the second example, we'll reverse the roles here and harmonize the melody over a single line background. In the next example, each one of the horns is going to be melodically independent. At any point, the group or part of it can join together to a concerted harmonized figure. Such will be the case at the end of the second measure of our next example. Okay, now let's move into harmony and explore a variety of voicings that are suitable for three-horn writing. As we go over these chord voicings, I will first play the foundation of each chord and then the 3-note voicing on top. Basic triads. Upper structure triads. The following example is harmonized in triads. Three-part spreads. When working with spreads, place the root on the bottom, followed by the guide tones of 3 and 7 or 7 and 3, always keeping a wider interval between the root and the next note up. Spread voicings in most cases are used for background parts and utilize the bottom register. In the next example, they'll supply the background for a piano melody. Incomplete 4-part. In this technique, we simply omit one of the notes from a 4-note voicing, keeping the shape of a 4-note chord intact. Here is an example of a passage harmonized in incomplete 4-part structure. Open fifths or open fourths. Open fifths give us the dual benefit of a strong statement played in octaves with the presence of a harmony part in the middle. Voicings in fourths. And now, a phrase harmonized in fourths. There are also very good reasons to mix different voicing styles when harmonizing. Some of the reasons may include voice leading considerations, striving for a linear sound in the inner parts, and creating a harmonic contrary motion. Transitions between unisons or octaves to voiced chords may occur even in the middle of a phrase. It is always a good practice to move in or out of a unison or octave in a contrary motion.